Good morning and welcome to the Knotted Knits vlog of a dance convention. So this is a rather spur of the moment brainstorm that I had to vlog this weekend. My daughter is participating in her first dance convention this weekend. And in my mind, I'm going to have oodles of time to knit and sitting and hopefully drinking coffee and spending time with friends. But I thought it would be a good opportunity to vlog how I incorporate my knitting into a dance convention. So this is not a regular podcast. This does not mean that the Knotted Knits podcast is coming back. This means I miss you guys. I miss sharing podcasting and want to use this opportunity to do so. I'm going to start with the two projects I'm taking with me that are works in progress, and then the yarn that I'm going to cake up for the two projects that I hope to cast on and work on this weekend. So the first project that I'm taking with me is very silly. It's in a Tiny Notions bag by, oh my goodness, this is a Mrs. Brown's bag, and I have the toe on this sock to finish. I am using Knit Picks Felici. I don't remember the colorway, but the heels and toes are in the Stroll Dove Heather contrast. So the first sock is done, and all I need to do on this sock are the decreases. This, I think, is going to be a good project for once we get checked into the hotel, or when I'm sitting with light to just make sure I'm doing my decreases correctly. I'm working this sock on 9-inch size 0 circular knitting needles, but once I get a couple of more decrease rounds done, I will switch over to double pointed my Addy Flexi Flyers and work the toe that way. This project I should absolutely have done tonight. The next project that I'm bringing with me is something I really haven't even shared much on Instagram, but that is my Skyline tee that I am working on. This is a pattern by Tori Yu, and I am at the ribbing on this project, and I'm using yarn from Little Fox. Let me see if I can find that, because I don't remember actually who the yarn dyer was for this project. But it is a lovely oversized tee. I need to knit the collar, the sleeves, after I finish the hem, the 2x2 ribbing. I've got about 1 inch of ribbing that I need to knit. So this, in my mind, is just perfect 1 by 1, knitting in the rounds, and that's going to be fantastic for sitting in a hotel lobby, in a dark auditorium, whatever it might be. I've got this little bit left on my second skein, and I've got the third skein caked up ready to go. I'm going to take one very, very big project bag with me for the weekend with all of my notions and everything like that, and whatever I can fit in here, that's what I am taking. I do have my Skyline tee pattern in here. I've got my notions tin, and I have 2 skeins of yarn to go cake up. So let's go do that. These are the 2 skeins that I want to cake up for the weekend. I have a skein of Cozy Cauldron Fibers in the April Showers colorway that I would love to knit this month while it's still April. And this is like a last resort kind of project for when I finish the other two projects and get started on this project. This is a skein of hand spun yarn that I did years ago, and I am going to test knit a new pattern for Samantha Guerin, and I thought that this was going to be very pretty for the pattern, and I'm gonna get these caked up. All right, I am trying to cake this up and it's turning into an absolute disaster. So I might pull this off and just cake up this Cozy Cauldron skein. I'm gonna give it a couple of more minutes. I don't know what's happening. It's just not, you guys. And I want to be leaving soon, so I really don't have the mess around with it and, you know, figure it out kind of time. We have made it safely to the convention. We had like a 2-hour drive to get from Pennsylvania to Jersey. We did a Starbucks stop, so we've got some Starbucks to keep us busy. Not busy, keep me energized. But we're here. Lily needs to do hair and makeup. I need to figure out what knitting I'm taking into the convention with me. She dances at 12. It's 10, so we've got 2 hours until she dances. So let's see what knitting I can get done. My goal is the toe of the sock that I showed you this morning. Good morning and happy Saturday. It is an overcast day here in New Jersey, but it is going to be another fun day with knitting sprinkled in as the schedule allows. So I was up at about 6 this morning, got Lily settled over at the convention center, and came back, got myself together for the day, and I knit a little bit on a new project. But before I talk about the new project that I started, I didn't really get to do a check-in at the end of the night last night because my phone died and couldn't record. So we had awards and wrapped up our night. Finally got to bed at about 11:30. Lily's stepped way outside of her comfort zone this past weekend and has just done such a great job, and I'm super proud of her. But while she was doing all of her dancing yesterday afternoon and evening, I was able to put a really, really good dent in the ribbing on my Skyline tee. So I did finish the small skein and had to break out the second one that I brought with me, which was so exciting because I knew I was making progress. And I have like 2 or 3 more rows of knitting to do, and then the bind off on the body of my Skyline tee. I ended up taking a walk around Rutgers University campus yesterday afternoon, and obviously that was such a good idea because it was beautiful out yesterday, and I'll try to add some video footage here of that walk. But taking the walk meant I was not inside. I was not knitting for probably a good hour and a half. But it was beautiful yesterday. So I took the good walk with a friend, and it was great. It was a great time spent. And then we got settled back into the convention center, and I pulled this out, and I just worked on getting this ribbing done, and I am so close to being finished. The only problem is it's in a big bag. This is a Tanny Casey bag. The bag itself is fantastic. It's just not the most convenient to carry around. If it was like a crossbody bag, I think that would be amazing, because, or like a shoulder bag that had straps that I could carry it on my shoulder. That would be fantastic. It was just a little cumbersome. I just tucked it under my arm and dealt with it that way. I'm not complaining, but it was laborious to carry around. But I took this with me. Got so much knitting done on it, and I didn't give myself any other knitting to take with me yesterday after I finished the socks. I just want to get this tee done so I can wear it and have it in my wardrobe. However, this weekend I've got to strategically structure my time and the project that I'm taking with me. The hotel and convention center that Lily's dancing at is about a 10-minute walk from where we're staying. So I could tuck this project into the market bag that I brought with me and take it over that way. But I'm really considering taking a different project with me. And that project would be another pair of Knit Picks Felici socks, which you guys did not see in yesterday's clips at all. You had seen me mention bringing a skein of Cozy Cauldron yarn with me, but I had such a difficult time caking up this skein of yarn, of my hand spun yarn yesterday, that I ran out of time and I wasn't able to cake up that skein. So I've got plenty of Felici in my stash. I grabbed 2 skeins of this, and probably going to take this with me for knitting this afternoon, I think. I really don't know. Just to give you the extra details, where I'm at as far as my time and my planning, Lily is done at 2 o'clock today. She has a 30-minute lunch break, so I will take her lunch for 11:45. 11:45. So I am leaving the hotel at 11:15, walking to get her Chipotle, because that's what she asked for, and then walking to the hotel. Walking means, where do I put this big project? And since I'm only there until about 2 o'clock, I'm trying to decide, do I want to walk or do I want to drive? The problem is, there's not really parking in front of Chipotle. So I could walk to Chipotle, walk back to the hotel, don't take any knitting, drive to the hotel, take the tea, get the tea done, and not worry about this project, unplanned project. And that's what I'm thinking I might do. It's a 10-minute walk to Chipotle and back, so it wouldn't be bad at all. And then I can drive over to the convention center where she is dancing and hang out and just knit for 2 hours, and most definitely get this tea ribbing bound off, which is what I'm leaning towards. The other project that I worked on this morning was with my hand spun yarn, which does look really pretty. I have had this in my stash for so long. I do not know where it is from. I do not remember the dyer, but I have started my test knit for Samantha Guerin. It is going to be a scarf with some fun texture in it. And I just got a really small start done. I've got it cast on, and I've got I got the repeats done, but it is not a pattern that I know well enough to not need the paper or the pattern on my phone to look at while I'm working on it. And I left the printed pattern at home, and I don't want my cell phone battery to die, so I don't have that with me. But this might be like a tonight knitting once we get back to the hotel room later on tonight. Is what I'm thinking about doing. So we've got project number 2. No, we have project number 2, which is our skyline tee. We've got project number 3, which is what's going to be called the Half Pint Shawl by Samantha Guerin. And we've got some knit picks of Felici on our agenda for today. In priority, I'm looking at this ball of yarn. It's not going to really see much attention. This ball of yarn is going to get a lot of attention. Want to get this project done. Really do. Can I say that again and stress that enough? And this is like the safety net project. And if I don't start this pair of socks, I'm really not upset, because I can cast on the collar for my skyline tee once I get the ribbing done, because these needles I will be able to magic loop the collar for this tee. So that's where I'm at right now. Just wanted to give a check-in, say good morning. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Have you ever been in like a knitting time plan like this, where you really look at your schedule and what you are doing for the day and really put this much thought into your knitting? Or do you just grab whatever like stocking knit project that you have and take that and go? I'm kind of curious of what you guys do. For me, I do tend to keep the bigger projects like this, or the more complicated projects like this, at home. But I knew this weekend I have a lot of sitting, and wanted to take advantage of that time and not just knit a pair of socks. So that's where we're at. I will check in later and let you guys know what we get up to today. So I'll see you then. Happy Saturday night, friends. We made it through the day. It was such a good day. In case you're wondering about my whole lunchtime walking, parking, knitting project dilemma, here's what I ended up doing. I took the walk. It wasn't raining at that time, so I took the walk, got Lily Chipotle, and I stopped at a lovely bagel shop and got myself a bagel. I'm going back there tomorrow morning for coffee and breakfast, and to get some bagels to bring home. We are a very big fan of Jersey bagels in our house, so I'm gonna bring a dozen home with us. But then I walked to the convention center. I was there for like 15 minutes. I made such a fuss out of this for no reason, but got Lily settled with her food. And by that I mean she came up, grabbed her food, went, sat, ate with her friends. I hung out in the hotel lobby. She finished eating what she was going to eat, gave me the leftovers, and I came back to the hotel and I ate the leftovers. So while I was there, I didn't take any knitting, but I had time this afternoon, and you guys, I finished the body. So the ribbing is done. It's got an awful curl to it right now. The pattern does say to do a tubular bind off, which I don't know how to do. I think I've done it once or twice before, and it's not as good as I would like it to look. So this is a 1x1 pattern for the ribbing, and then what I did is I knit one row on the larger needles, and then I just bound off in those needles, and I think it looks neat. I think it looks tidy. I think once it's blocked, it will lose, like the ribbing has a good bit of wave to it. But I also picked up the stitches for the collar, for the neckband. I was able to knit like 3 rows on that tonight. Very excited. I need to knit 1 inch and then bind off. And I'm gonna do my bind off probably the exact same way of knit 1, purl 1 for the full inch for the neckband, then knit 1 round, and then just do a normal basic knit 1, knit 2 past the last stitch over, however that is. I am so tired. I really shouldn't be trying to describe anything like that in that much detail. But we're about ready to settle in for the night, so I'm gonna try to knit another row or 2 on my sweater. But I did go to the American Dream Mall today. That was an experience. It's huge. I took one very short video, which I'll pop in at some point here. There was a garden, like indoor, beautiful looking thing. I saw it from the level above. We didn't walk down to check it out or anything like that, but did some shopping while we were there, and yeah, then came back, and we're back at the hotel. We have dessert. We're gonna sit and have dessert, and then we are going to bed. I'm so excited to get some sleep tonight. The really nice thing is tomorrow is going to be a day chock full of knitting. It's chock full of dance for Lily. Tons of knitting time for me. Have to get her over to the hotel early. Again, I think she has like a 7:30 call time. So I'm gonna get her dropped off, go get my bagels, get the hotel room cleaned up and out. Excuse me. Get checked out of the hotel at 11, and then I have from 11 until like 2 o'clock to just kind of knit, sit, wait for her to finish. We have awards tomorrow, and then we make our way home. So I'm not sure how much checking in I'll do tomorrow. It might just be like little clips of things throughout the day. We'll see what happens. But I'm so pumped that I got the body of my sweater done, and now I want to tackle the neckband. So I'm gonna sit, get a couple rows knit, and go to sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning. Hello, it is Sunday. I actually didn't think I was going to check in on like an actual video this morning, but here we are. It's the last day. I've got about 15 minutes to check out of the hotel. I've decided I love the view from this room. It's fantastic. Not just because I can see Dunkin' Donuts. I actually haven't gone there yet. I'm on my way there right now. But this morning was good. We got up, got Lily situated, went and had breakfast with a friend, and I got a big bag of Jersey bagels to take home. And I was able to knit a little bit more on my Skyline tee. I can't remember, but I was able to knit on my Skyline tee, and the collar is almost done. Kind of hard to see. I think I've got maybe a row or 2 to knit and then bind that off. But I think for today, I'm tired. Is what I think for today. So I'm debating on taking that project into the hotel for the convention and awards and getting those last 2 rows knit and the bind off done. And then I'm gonna break into this ball of Felici and just work on a simple pair of socks. It's either going to be both or just a pair of socks. But I have like mom duties to do to get Lily lunch, kind of that thing. And then awards are at 2 o'clock. And then we get to go home, which I'm really looking forward to. I think it's going to be a good drive home, probably a quiet drive. But it's been a great weekend. I'm really happy with all of the knitting that I was able to get done. It doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things. The toe was just a little bit, but the fact that I was able to get almost all of the ribbing done on my Skyline tee has made me so incredibly happy. Once I'm home and can properly try the shirt on, then I'm going to make a decision about my sleeves, if I'm going to add some length to them or if I'm just going to do some 1x1 ribbing and kind of call it finished that way. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, so we'll see.